Hello, family. Welcome back to the Explore the Extraordinary podcast. My name's Betty, and today I'm joined by Hassan. And Hassan reached out. He's a researcher. He's got a bunch of really cool theories around near death and near death excavation. So I'm really excited for this conversation today to see where it leads us. Hassan is in Iran, and we are officially international, the International Association for Near Death Studies. Very grateful for your willingness to serve our community, and I'm going to toss it right over to you.
Thank you, Betty, and hi, everyone. Well, it's been a long time that I've been working on this question for myself, if near-death experience is a reality or not, or it is just kind of illusion, because when we are sleeping, our brain is still active and with a lot of memories we have in our mind. It makes a very sensible story, and with different scenario that sometimes we see them as a dream. But the question is that it is the brain functioning of making such a scenario and a story for us that we can see as a image, as a dream. And as the near-death experience explain the experience for when they experience, in fact, kind of near-death vision. Is it still something like illusion or brain functioning, making some scenario and stories based on the background? I'm going to challenge this by proposing this question that people with different backgrounds in terms of religious background, family background, nationality background, of course, have the different story, different scenario. The brain is full of experience, memory based on their background. And when something happened to them that they experience near death, their brain starts composing a story or scenario based on whatever is in their mind, in basis of the religious, cultural, national backgrounds. But to answer this question, if it is a reality, if we can compare this experience from different people by different background, while they see the same thing or they experience the same things, we can say that, okay, it would be common. So through people who already experience the common things like a very, very white light or a tunnel that with a very high speed they go through during the experience, we can say maybe it is kind of psychological functional processing for our body. But when you hear from people that they experience some holy things and they connect it to some spiritual function or spiritual aspects of their life, we will see that people by different religious background, they try to connect it because they see already, they experience that spirituality. And this difference means that it's only coming from their background, that they have already put this experience in their mind since their childhood, from their family or education system or whatever. that they already received that. For example, a Muslim experiencer would say that, yeah, I experienced that I see that holy person came to me, helped me, and told me something, some nice words, and I would really enjoy it, and these sort of things. Or in Christian experiencer, maybe the same, and other religion also. So the question here is that, is it possible a Muslim or a Christian experiencer see different image or experience? For example, a Muslim experience some Christian holy man coming, talking, and telling some nice words, or vice versa in different position. And even if we imagine that people without any specific background, religious background or cultural background, can see the same and the common experience with other people, I try to do it in an academic research, and I would like to do it, but I face some shortage in this field in terms of lacking the support, academic support, because I need some statistics society as a specimen to ask from completely different backgrounds and completely different social customs background. For example, if in a society something is in a high value, but in another society this value is not in a high level, even it's low level. And when people coming from different social backgrounds with different value scale, the scenario their brain make during the experience would be different. So I try to figure out a concrete answer for my question regarding this challenge, that even people with different social value background would experience the same, the common things. And if so, okay, we can check it. We can admit that, okay, it is something else from somewhere else, regardless of any background, deeply different background. But if it is just only people coming from the same cultural, social, religious, and national background, experience also the same, so it would absolutely be of kind of brain functioning, and just, yeah, it is a brain functionality making some story which is also sensible, and it's not the reality, the real reality behind that. So that is what I'm really curious about that, and I would love to work on that. Of course, I would need some support, academic support specifically, because it has to be scientifically proven so that we can distribute that, hey, there is something and there is a scale, reward and punish based on whatever you do during your life. So you need to take care of whatever you do. You need to take care of your behavior, your performance with people, with your environment, because there is a scale, and based on that scale you receive a response. And yeah, so I think if it's proven scientifically, it's gonna be of a very interesting result.
So can I ask what piqued your interest in researching the near-death phenomenon?
Well,
Why?
because
Yeah,
of
like
course,
why do you care about this?
yeah, because I'm curious about the universal function. What is the reality of this universe? Well, since maybe 10,000 years ago, a lot of people, prophets, scientists, great men, come to us with a lot of books, articles, a lot of research results, but still there is a big question mark that what is the reality of the world? What is the function of the universe? Yeah, everybody has different interpretation of the books, of the articles, of the outcome, but still uh, um, we really don't know. There are a lot, but there is not as obvious as the sun, for example. And it would be so simple, but because of our daily life, uh, prevents us from this reality recognition. And I just refer to Rumi as a Persian poet that always trying to point out that we need to know ourselves and we need to go through ourselves, and there is a war, in fact, the real war in ourselves to find out, to figure out what is that, who we are. And it is so simple because it's very close to us. It is in fact within us, but we are neglecting that. We are far from that somehow. My curiosity is to figure out these things, and if there is reality, if there is a reality behind that, and how we can attach to that, we can connect to that to be more calm, relaxed, and live our life without any stress, and also distribute it to all people with a evidence that they can believe that easily, and also they live their life
Thank you for that.
calm and
I'm
relaxed.
wondering if you've had any mystical kind of unexplainable experiences that you'd like to share about.
Well, mystical. I'm afraid it is illusion, so I try avoid to mentioning that because we really don't know if whatever we think or even believe is kind of illusion. My approach has been always to deny everything, and again look at it, what is left, and again deny that, and again see what is left, and again deny, to see what is really left. And not so serious mystical experience, but since my childhood, because I grew up in a region in our country with a lot of different religious people, like Jewish people we have here, Christian people we have here. And I always try to figure out which one is true and which one could be the basis to follow, and then satisfy myself in my elderly that I've been following the good things. But once I try to also deny everything and see what is the reality, because the prophets, before they were prophet, they were good men. So there must be some value that if we take care of that, or if we have, we ourselves would be kind of very great in our journey, in our life, not only follow some specific things. And that is very, that I'm so curious about that. So everything that I have in my mind, it is the data from wrong environment. Here outside of Iran, I've been also living in different countries, talking with different people, and everything I received is from the real experience people had. But I try to make a concrete idea overall as a basis, at least for myself, to clarify the way, clarify the pathway of the life. I don't want to take it so hard and try to take it easy. I know that it's as simple as we even don't think, and maybe excavate more and more. It's just kind of just challenging with nothing of result, I mean. But I try at least to share my idea and to challenge my idea and to see to see other people, what other people think about that, or maybe they would like to help me in this way.
Yeah, I really like your willingness to come on and sort of ask for feedback and ask for help. And obviously, we have a large audience of near-death experiencers. That's the mission of IANDS, we've been the leader in research around near-death experiences for over 40 years. And I think that I don't know if we've ever interviewed kind of a person who's coming from a skeptical point of view. This is generally a space for people to share about their mystical experiences. So I really like the fact that we're kind of exposing another aspect of our viewer, of our audience. So thank you so much for being willing to do that. And I'm curious just about your life, and I'm wondering, why do you think it is that you see things from this very skeptical perception? Does that serve your life? Do you feel like when you hear about near-death experiences, it's something that excites you, or are you looking at it from the perspective that you would rather disprove it?
Mm-hmm. Of course, I try to prove that, and well, there's nothing better for me than the answer for these questions. Nothing can make me happier than that, because I think the value of life is so great, and I would like to find this value, which is so great, and then also share to other people. It is only curiosity. Maybe because maybe there is no answer for that, because the game of life, the game of this universe, should be unanswered, because if I know the answer, it's not anymore a game, and I need to play that, I need to go for, I need to rely, I need to because if I just think that, okay, there is a God, there's a creator, created the universe, and then at the end tell people that, okay, yeah, you did wrong, so go to the hell, you did true, go to the heaven, and just eat. But it shouldn't be as simple as this. So the game would be so greater than this. And so every game has its own rules and tricks, in fact. But I believe this game going to a nice end. It's not kind of competition, it's a positive competition among people. So if there is a second world, I will be graduated from a specific score from this world, and then continue with that score or with that level for the next life. But I try not to
I was just gonna ask,
Yeah.
do you feel like near-death experiences give hope and faith to people, and maybe it isn't as important to have some sort of scientific proof because faith cannot really be measured? And so for me, when I get to hear about people's mystical experiences, it just gives me a lot of faith. It also gives me for me, it's definitive that I don't know what's going on. The more and more mystical
Yeah.
experiences I hear, the more I realize I have no idea what
Yeah.
this reality is.
Yeah. But as I'm going to challenge this experience is if it is kind of illusion, it's because when people die, their brain is still working for a couple of minutes or hours. I'm not sure about that, but it's working. So the brain is kind of like very, very like to artificial intelligence. So we have its kind of natural intelligence that start making different story and scenario based on whatever memory and image on whatever experience during our life we have in our mind. And then our brain start making a story and scenario based on that. So it would be really, really nice stories and sensible, and we really enjoy in that. And our brain is so of a very great power to make these kind of stories. And because, well, even if you imagine a very, very cruel person, a person who is so arrogant, very, very negative person, can see the beauty in his or her experience. And what type of beauty is that? In which basis is that? And what kind of, for example, holy, religious, or cultural value he or she sees during the experience? And again, when we take a look at it, can we ask that, hey, whatever you see in your experience, whatever you already experienced, was something that you already been told or educated or faced from your family, society, education, or religious state, or not? It was something that you have never had any idea about that. Perhaps the question is negative because our brain cannot see something that we never heard or experience. So the challenge here is all of this experience is based on what? Based on what they have already known. Okay, if it is already known that it is just the function of mind, the function of brain. But if it is something that they really don't know what is that, and they try to approach and they figure out, oh, I didn't know, I never heard about that, I never experienced that before, I never seen that, I never had any idea about that, I really don't know what was it. And for years excavating or searching to know what is that, see that, oh, okay, there is, for example, a kind of exercise in another corner of the world that people with completely different background do. And okay, there is a connection. No, I can admit that it is something else beyond my awareness, beyond my experience and whatever I already known or seen during my life till the time of near-death experience.
I really like that. How do you think that your culture affects your perception on the near-death experience? I know that a lot of people who come out and speak about their near-death experiences aren't necessarily from your part of the world or from your culture. So do you feel like that aspect also has influenced your desire to find out if it's individual to the culture, and yeah, maybe talk a little bit about what it's like in your part of the world when it comes to this phenomena.
Yeah, for example, imagine that like many years ago, I watched a movie from different corner of the world with complete different culture. But still, as a memory, it is in my mind. And my smart brain, or everybody's smart brain, start attaching these puzzles together to make a very beautiful, sensible story. So the cultural background is part of this puzzle, in fact, affecting the type of this story, the shape of the story, the subject of the story that experiencer see during their near-death experience. So, of course, that cultural playing a very important role here, because its effect on the shape of the story that the brain makes. The color of that, the subject of that, even the scale within the story, within the experience, the difference between true and wrong things is also affected by the cultural background, because it's coming from the social value and social custom. So in this way, during the experience, they can afraid, oh, what did I do that was wrong things, or why did I do that, it was wrong. Oh, I'm so happy that I did that. Oh, because okay, no, I understood that it was true thing. So this grading system, the self-grading system based on the scale, which is affected by cultural custom, because as I said, maybe in a society there is something which is of a higher value, higher social value, but in another society is in lower level, or maybe it's completely denied, or assumed as a negative things.
Yeah.
So this difference coming from the cultural background. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I get an opportunity to talk to an experiencer that is from some other part of the world or some other culture that's not kind of like a white Christian person, which is what you hear a lot of near-death experiences around, I always ask the question, why do you feel like there aren't more people who look like you that are talking about their experiences? And a lot of it has to do with fear of being shunned from their culture, or their churches or temples or mosques are telling them, do not talk about this kind of stuff. This is of the devil. This is not real. This is not right. So I think that to be able to expose other cultures to this and to really create the narrative, like, yes, these experiences happen to all people. People from all over the world are interested in these experiences, and it's not just kind of subjected to this one type of individual. So I really appreciate you coming and sharing, because I think it's really important to open up the conversation to other cultures. Yes, these things happen to all kinds of people. So I've loved our conversation. I've loved getting to listen to you and hear more about you and what you're interested in. And I just want to see if there's anything else that you'd like to share to feel more complete about our time together today.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I really enjoyed getting to know you today, and I'm wondering if there's anything else that you'd like to share to feel more complete about our time together.
Well, of course, thank you for giving me this opportunity. The only thing that I would like to share is that there must be a reality behind that. I cannot take this existence as an illusion. At least I can see that I am. And that there is the only thing that give me some motivation to follow up with this question and challenge more and more. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being with us today, Hassan, and we'll see you
Yeah,
next time.
yeah, sure.